This is about as simple as it gets for a little weighted nymph pattern. It's called the Orange Head Mary. It's been around for a long, long time. It's one of our top sellers in the shop. Fly fish food. The Orange Head Mary. Anytime you need a little flash to a Euro nymph, this is great. It's really good in early season or in murky water. It's one of our best sellers during certain times of year here on the Provo River. But it's a super simple fly to tie. Basically, this is a grab gape hook from Fulling Mill, and I am using a slotted bead. As you can see, I'm kind of situating the slot so it's vertical. It's kind of facing up, and I'm gonna rock that bead forward a little bit. I just like how a slotted bead fits on this hook really well. You can do it with just a countersunk bead, and if you do it with a countersunk bead, usually you'll put lead wraps and jam it up into the hook. But because it's a slotted bead, I don't really need to do that. And I think the lead wraps maybe add too much bulk to this fly. So this fly is pretty dang simple. But before I keep going, go and subscribe to our channel and like the video. You got to subscribe. That's what keeps us in business. And it's also what Curtis told me I have to do, or else he'll make me tie chimeras for the rest of the videos. And nobody wants to see that. So, subscribe to our channel. Alright, now that we have that out of the way, we're just going to tie in some Coq de Leon fibers for the tail. About right there. Maybe that's a little bit too long. So, just like that. And we'll wrap forward, and then it's just got a pheasant tail body, so just find your most hot fire pheasant tail feather that you have sitting around, and I'm going to trim the tips off a little bit. I don't know why I do that, it's just a habit, but it creates a nice even body. So I'll wrap that down to the tail, and then this one is going to have copper wire going up the body. So I'm going to use some 0.2 millimeter Semperfli copper wire on this one. It's a pretty burly wire. And so I'll just catch that in right here, and I will wrap that up the hook shank. I just sized that so that it would end at the bead, just like that. So anyway, at this point I'm just going to kind of create a little bit of a taper. Pheasant tail will do that a little bit by itself, but I'm going to give it a head start. Also, before I wrap the pheasant tail, for durability, I'm going to just dab it with a little tiny bit of Zap-A-Gap, just like that. Okay, so, and I've got like, I don't know, 5 or 6 pheasant tail fibers. I'll just wrap those up the hook shank. I'll just do it rotary style from here on so you can see. And I wrap that all the way to the bead, even though we're going to put a thorax on this. So once the pheasant tail's here and in place, I'm going to counter wrap the wire through the nymph. And that's going to create a little bit more durability on this pheasant tail than it would if you just wrapped it the same direction as the pheasant tail. So once I do that, I'm just going to helicopter that wire off, and there's our body. Now this one does have a little bit of a wing case. I'm just going to use a little bit of medium-sized tinsel. You can use whatever you want, and it's not like a real anatomically shaped wing case. It's just going to be a short little stubby wing case, just to add a little bit of flash, but it's only going to go back about that far. So from here I'm just going to add a little bit of hare's ear dubbing. This is from a jackrabbit that I shot one year so I could write off an AR-15, but look, tax people, the AR-15 is helping us out. Alright, So I'm just going to make a little hare's ear thorax. I'll pull the flash over the top. As you can see, it's just like a little tiny bit of flash. And then let me tell you why I like these Dr. Slick razor scissors. As you can see, they're very, very fine this way, and also if I turn them this way, they're super fine. So if I get in here between the fly and the bead head, I can just make a little tiny snip on one side of the wire, or on one side of the tinsel, and just break and just pull it off. Just like that. So creates a nice little clean cut. And from here, we'll just whip finish it. You can pick out the dubbing if you want, but that's pretty much a basic orange-headed Mary. It's a fulling mill fly as well, so we have them available on our website, or if your shop is a fulling mill dealer, tell them to get on the wagon and get some of these in.